We're building a movement of young people to stop climate change and create millions of good jobs in the process. But we're not just focused on climate change, we want to create a more just and equitable world while we fight this battle.
I got involved with Sunrise last summer and I was just instantly inspired, and I had never felt so hopeful about the climate crisis until I started organizing with Sunrise. We knew about the climate crisis like 30 years ago when the fossil fuel companies were doing research. People have known about this for a long time and they've done nothing.
So I'm originally from Miami, Florida, and I moved out here about 3 years ago. Hurricanes each year became stronger and stronger, and I noticed over years that it took my family's and many friends' homes, and the way we had to rebuild our community and rebuild ourselves every year was very hard. My ability and privilege that I have to go outside and be able to breathe clean air when there's people and families who are still being impacted by wildfires.
In Oregon alone, we have had a huge problem for the last few years during the summer with fires popping up in forests, in places that are historical and important to us. So our backyards are burning and we need to act fast. Not everyone is going to feel the same impacts depending on how close we are to major pollutants, depending on the amount of wealth we have. Regardless of where you're sitting or where you're at, it's going to impact you. It's just a matter of how and when. Big companies, fracking industries, trucking companies absolutely actively engages with our legislators to influence them to give breaks and allowances, and convinces our legislators to make decisions that benefit them but hurt so many people.
The Portland Metro has had a task force about how to spend these like $20 billion for transportation in the next 15-20 years, and we've been going to every meeting, and it really does feel like we're changing the way that they're talking about how to spend that money and how it needs to be used for a Green New Deal, for public transit, for biking, for all these things that can really create significant reductions in carbon.
That's one of the things I love the most about Sunrise, is that we really focus on that political action, on supporting candidates who are running, who have pledged to not take money from fossil fuel industry, who have pledged to sign on to the Green New Deal.
Our legislators, our city commissioners, they need to be making bigger and bolder actions and showing up to really prove fossil fuel industries don't have to be something that we depend on.
So much of what Sunrise is about is taking the issue of climate change as sort of a catalyst for other social change, for fighting injustice everywhere.
I'm seeing groups who've been previously siloed coming together and realizing that we all share the same fight, and we don't have to choose between racial justice and climate justice and LGBTQ rights. To be able to hone in on whatever topic you want and still have it touch the broader picture is something that I'm really excited about. So how are we building a more holistic approach to really bring the trade that you want to bring in, to be able to do that micro dose of action?
Climate change is not just a single issue crisis. It affects every issue across the spectrum. There's so many issues that are intertwined with climate change. I see a future that really empowers all people, values human rights, values the Earth's natural systems. And this future really is a future that we must not only achieve, we have no other choice to.
We do have to think extremely. We have to be aware that this is a crisis.
Enough is enough. We have the solutions. We can regenerate our economy and live the lives we're living now in better ways that serve so many more communities that aren't being served.
Before long, you're going to get involved. No one is going to be able to sit on the sidelines soon, and so you might as well do it sooner rather than later.
The Sunrise movement is a great place to start because our arms are open. We're waiting for all the people that want the change.
We don't just want to survive, we want to enjoy life and live. And I just know that a better world is possible. It's not only possible, but it's necessary.